Hello, everybody, and welcome to stream. Welcome. I do hope you guys have been having a wonderful day so far, and it's the day before Christmas. I don't know if I'm excited or worried about it, but it's the day before Christmas. Hello, Techmaniac. Hello, Raven. Hello, Jeena. Hello, Rumbase. Welcome to stream. Welcome. Mm. A little silly, but you're good. That is awesome. You need to wrap yourself in a blanket because blankets are amazing, especially this time of year. You're doing splendid. The Darts World Championship is going great for Germany, and I'm loving it. Plus, Tina streamed it. That sounds like an amazing time. This sounds like an amazing time. Are you loving the Christmas accessories? That is awesome. Thank you. I kind of went on a bit like not a big hunt for Christmas accessories, but a tiny hunt for Christmas accessories. And I found this scarf and this hot chocolate, and then this hat. I think I either got it last year, but more likely I got it from VTube Studio because VTube Studio has its own things. So I don't really. Well done. I just noticed. I probably shouldn't have my fluff on. Because that seems to be a bit much. I could do ponytails, but I don't think ponytails work that well. And the updo, I don't feel like updo either. Ponytail works, but I think I'm gonna go long hair today. Just because. I have no reason. But yes, aloha. Hot chocolate. Yeah, hot chocolate is amazing this time of year. I even have some little tiny marshmallows in it. I might make some hot cocoa eggnog later. You should do that. I have never had eggnog before in my entire life because eggnog is not really a thing in Sweden. So, have never tried it. I've heard a lot of people speak very warmly about it, and it's apparently really Christmassy. I just have no idea what it tastes like. And I've seen someone do it by themselves on YouTube. Like, I've seen recipes and clips and stuff like that. So sometimes I'm just thinking that maybe I should do eggnog sometime. But at the same time, then I'm just there like, am I gonna like it though? Or am I just gonna waste my time making something that I'm not even gonna like? Because, hot chocolate is awesome every time of the year. Not during summer. Not when it's 30 degrees outside. But then cold chocolate is amazing. Because basically in Sweden we have a powder that you can basically just choose if you want it hot or cold. And the best thing if you're doing hot chocolate, you don't microwave the thing. For a really good hot chocolate, you should add proper chocolate, but I don't have that normally. So I go with the powder, but I go with the powder in milk, and I put the milk and the powder on the stovetop. So not the microwave. Microwave is fine if you're in a hurry, but the stovetop, because then the water in the milk evaporates slightly, and then it's basically the milk gets more fatty because the water is evaporating, so it gets more concentrated, and the flavor is just amazing. It gets a slight buttery taste to it, which sounds really horrendous, but it's tasty. Tasty. For a long time not Jeff happy. What? But hello, Hunter. Welcome to stream. I do hope you've been having a wonderful day so far. The 30 degrees outside, just make sure the hot chocolate stays warm. No! I'm gonna die of heat stroke if I do that. I honestly struggle with tea. The only tea I drink during summer is green tea. And the only reason why I can handle green tea is because it's not as hot. So during summer, it's just like no heat whatsoever. Just give me a cold salad, give me a glass of saft. I don't even know what saft is in English. And I've talked about that before. I still don't know it. But hello, Jono. Hello, Raiders. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And happy Christmas or Merry Christmas. It's Merry Christmas. I'm having a Swedish moment today. I haven't streamed for quite a while. It's just that in Swedish it's Glad Jul, which basically is Happy Yule. So that's why I got this happy on my mind. So yeah, yes, yes, yes. Yes, you haven't. No, I haven't. I haven't streamed in a while. Basically, I've been very, very busy with work. And then I've had some struggles with the YouTubes, but that is fixed now. That is fixed now. Thankfully, I do not need to switch platforms. Because I was honestly considering that for a bit. I got to run. My brother just arrived. Haven't seen him in a year. Then you run to him and you hug him. I demand it. you can hug him if you want to. And I would like to say hi from me and from chat, but I'm not really sure how much you have talked to your brother about streaming. But have a lovely time. Have a lovely time. Mission accepted. That is awesome. That is awesome. Let's see. Saft is juice. Saft is not juice. It's a very big difference because saft has added sugar in it. Juice does not have added sugar in it. So I would be more comfortable calling it lemonade, even though lemonade has lemon in it, but it's more closely related to lemonade than it is to juice. So yeah. As Fusroda. Where I got that scarf from? As a secret. It's not really. It's basically I was serving a lady before I served as a royal knight. And I thought she was my friend. She was quite possessive as it turned out, and when I tried to leave her estate, she face stabbed me. It was meant to be a backstab, to be perfectly honest. It's just that I turned around. So, the scar. And that is also why I have different colored eyes, because before that moment, I actually had 2 blue eyes. So, yeah. I steal what? What did I steal? I am unsure. It's face tap. Yes, it was a face tap. Or a face slice, probably more like it. She wasn't that great at handling weapons, so. And I'm a trained knight, so it could have been a lot worse. Preferred it to not have happened at all, but it is what it is. Probably the kitty? What? Saft is a German word for juice, so it's a bit confusing, but saft in this context is a bit different. Yeah. Yeah. So in Sweden, we kind of have both saft and juice, or juice. Juice is juice, straight up. It's the same thing. It's pressed fruit. Done. Saft is more often than not, it has added sugar in it. More often than not, it's also boiled beforehand. So, yeah. Did I defeat her in return? Yes. It took a while though. It took a while because right when it happened, I was just so shocked because no one expects one of their friends to just stab you in the eye. So I kind of fled there for a moment, and I was not in a great shape mentally or physically. So I just ran away on Moose. And after a bit wandering around, I got back. I stole her horse because I trained it. It was more mine than hers. So I stole her horse. That's why I have Lady, by the way. Lady was originally not her horse, but her estate's horse. So I stole her, and as I said, not stole because I was the one who trained her. So without me, that horse would have been wild. And then I went to Angloheim and Ophelia. And then I took care of her tormentor. She took care of my tormentor. So it worked out. Horse dealer Nana. Yeah, as I said, I trained that horse. It was more mine than it was hers. Yeah, reclaimed. Reclaimed. I reclaimed that horse. That is a better word. And grabbed my stuff that she hadn't destroyed. Because, as I said, quite possessive. She didn't take too fondly of me leaving, so she kind of wrecked everything that I had. So yeah. Kind of a messy friend breakup thing. Kind of. Oh, you cannot reclaim my kitty. She will bite you. She's quite the biter. But this is game. We are supposed to do the gaming of the things. Entrance hall. So mainly what I kind of want to do this stream is just hang out and relax, and also just take classes, basically. Because the headmaster kind of gave Arvin a bit of a chewing out because he hadn't taken any of his classes. We're not that far off. I have taken a few classes, but we have a lot to... Yeah. Yeah, a few red flags in that past friendship. There was a lot of red flags, which I can see now that it has happened. But during the friendship, I could sometimes see the red flags, but when you are in any kind of abusive relationships, no matter if it's romantic abusive relationship or platonic abusive relationship, it's extremely difficult to sort of admit to yourself how exactly how bad it is. So anyone who thinks that why don't you just leave, you kind of can't. For me, it was basically that she threatened her own life as soon as I tried to step away. So if I were to leave her, I thought that I would be an unaliver. Like it was my responsibility to keep her alive, basically. And we shouldn't talk about that because it's Christmas. But yeah, I'm out of it now. So, and if you ever need help with something like that, don't feel afraid to go look for the resources. They are there to help you. And if you have a friend who's going through something like this, be there to support them. Yeah, languages. Oh, with whipped cream on top of it. That sounds amazing. I like whipped cream on top of hot stuff. That could probably be taken out of context, but anyway. I did classes after I completed the story, but I stopped taking them after I failed math. Don't ask me how that happened. Hopefully we won't fail math, because I'm a math teacher. I haven't taught math in 1.5 years now, though. But math is still my primary subject. My dear students, how are you all today? Feeling good, I hope? Yes. Oh, you have a right to thingamabob. Je m'appelle Salvatore. My name is Salvatore. Yes. Merci beaucoup. That is, thank you very much for your attention here in my class. I'm so heureux or happy for this. I don't know how that word is pronounced. I just guess that it was basically just 3 sounds because French pronounces basically half of the letters. For this chance to re-experience my younger days with you all. Don't experience your younger days. You're a teacher. That's, yeah. Do you know what Salvatore means? It means savior. So just imagine I'm here to save you from spooky new languages. Haha, funny. No funny. No funny. That's right, my classes will teach you about various languages from different regions. You may say good morning or hello as a greeting, but people from elsewhere may say bonjour or salut. I've heard there's even a popular streamer out there who smashes several languages together and says hello, hello, hola, ciao, and bonjour. Yeah, that's Yono. That's Yono. There are so many regions out there in our world, and each can have their own unique languages. Gracias, merci, cheche, arigato, danke. These all have the same meaning. Can you guess what it is? It means thank you. You can even say danke schön. And then you reply with bitte. That is basically all German I know. I'm not joking, that is basically it. I think I can count a bit as well, but I like whipped cream on top of my hot cocoa. Not on top of my hot tea though. I'm doing good, Harold. How are you doing? Nom. I'm having black tea today, so if I'm starting to cough, it's because of the black tea. But it's black tea with cherry flavor. It's kind of nice. Kind of nice. Jeena, was it? Brava, that is correct. Who on earth says brava? Or is that a feminine version of bravo? And it's Spanish / Portuguese / Italian / something. I don't know. And speaking up is important in language learning too. That it is. Gracias, merci, cheche. These words all mean thank you. I guess some of you probably knew at least one of those. Yeah. Despite meaning the same thing, their lengths and sounds are all different. Isn't that interesting? Well, if they come from the same language family, they sound pretty similar. And you have your danke in German, tack in Swedish. Not the same, but similar. And then you have, right, French is merci, and Spanish is gracias, so I guess that's not that similar. But more often than not, languages that are close or related to one another, then they sound pretty similar. Let's take Norwegian and Swedish, for example. We can, at least sometimes, if you're good with languages, I can speak Swedish with a Norwegian, and Norwegian can speak Norwegian to me, and we will understand one another. And if you're really good, you can do it with Danish people, but Danish people sounds like they have a hot potato in their mouth, so it's difficult to understand them. You made some cookies? I want cookies. I've only had like 5 gingerbread cookies today. That is Polish. Awesome. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I will not even try to pronounce that. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. When you travel abroad, you should try to speak the local language as much as you can, even if you can't speak it very well. I'm sure your willingness to try will make the people you meet très heureux, very happy. Probably. Honestly, from my experience, just being able to say hello, delicious, and thank you in the local language will get you pretty far. Yeah. At least hello and thank you. Very good. You just put this plate of cookies over here. Everyone can take one. I'll take one. Thank you. It's delicious. For everything else, just pretend you're Mr. Mime and gesture away. That is also very true. Oh, hello, Shadow Senpai. Welcome to stream. I do hope you've been having a wonderful day so far. And thank you. I found it like a few hours before I started streaming. Oh, there's that pesky bell. I guess that's all the time we have for today. Well, adios, matane. À la prochaine. I'm guessing that is Italian or something like that. Or Portuguese. It's not Spanish. It's not French. It's something romantic. See you later, everyone. Yes. See you senare. Okay, so far, but later I have to do the hard job to do. Okay, I see. Well, good luck with the job, because, yeah. Sounds like you might need it, but but I hope it goes well. Let's continue with languages. Yes, I want to take languages. I'm just doing all of the classes. My dear friends, how are you all today? Feeling absolutely fantastic, I hope. It is time for Salvatore's language lesson. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready, everyone? I have forgotten how to say I am ready. You can answer with yes or oui. Oui. It's je bleu prêt. C'est super. In our last class, I believe I taught you all how to say thank you in other languages, right? In le cours d'aujourd'hui, today's class, we will learn about a certain word sure to make people happy when you use it in your travels abroad. What word, you ask? Well, you'll have to guess. Délicieux. Hauchi. Buono. Can you tell me what these words mean? It means delicious. Because that's the easy thing. If you study some languages, and for example French and Spanish and English, if you know those three, you can guess a whole lot of words in a whole lot of other languages. Or like, I have English and Spanish. Those are the languages that I am relying on. Like, sure, I know some French, but délicieux, it looks pretty similar to delicious. It doesn't seem similar to sorry or help, so delicious is yeah. Use your logic. Languages are quite logic at times. French isn't, but oh, Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Shadow Senpai. And Merry Christmas to everyone else too. I think I've already said that actually, but yeah. Merry Christmas. Whoa, correct. C'est super. I knew I could count on you, Jeena. Yes. Délicieux, aussi, buono. All of these words mean delicious. Using the local word for delicious at markets or restaurants is sure to get a big soirée. Soir. Sourire. Sourire, I think. Because they don't pronounce the E at the end, so... Sourire. A smile, that is, from whoever you're talking to. It'll make communication go more smoothly. I guarantee it. People love it when someone says the cuisine of their homeland is delicious. Who wouldn't be happy to receive such a compliment? I need to look up how to say these words. There's so much French. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. The first step to smooth communication is to compliment the person you're talking to. After all, it is not very likely that a compliment would put someone in a bad mood. Actually, I tried to compliment one of the kids after the summer, like, "Whoa, you've grown so tall," because for me and most of the kids growing up, they like, especially the boys, really liked when they were tall. Apparently, he didn't. So I tried to compliment him, like, oh wow, you're really tall, because he's actually taller than me now. And before the summer, he wasn't taller than me. It backfired a bit. This doesn't always only apply to people in other regions either. It is the same for all of you too. You can put this tip to use with your classmates. Yeah, just me and Arvin taking all of the classes were awesome. We're very clever. Didn't at all push this to the very last minute. Nice to see the tracking completely lost track of where I am when I started drinking. A lot of people can get awkward when receiving compliments. That they can, but this was more like he really didn't like that he was tall. So it was more like, I thought that I was complimenting him. To him, it was insulting. So it wasn't a compliment. It was meant as a compliment, but it wasn't. How about you all try complimenting one another after class? I bet it will make for an ambience plus sympathetic, a more friendly atmosphere. That is all for today. See you all au prochain cours. Next lesson, that is. Adios, matane. He does not want to be so tall. He can share some of his height. Yeah, he can share some of his height to me too. Like, sure, I'm pretty tall for being a woman. I really like being tall though, so I could use a couple of extra centimeters. That being said, I am the height of tall men in other countries. It's just the Swedes are very tall. Because I'm basically somewhere between 175 and 178 centimeters. Or 1.75 meters, I guess. Is it thought that counts? Yeah, I hope so. Yes, languages. I am not 30. I'm just a couple of months tardy. I'm literally the day before Christmas taking classes. I'm probably pretty tardy. My dear friends, how are you all today? You certainly look fantastic. It's time for another one of Salvatore's language lesson. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? Huh? Ahem. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? Oui. Oui, oui. Très bien. Very good. Okay, I kind of like... I kind of like that because that's the thing that happens. You know, we always have a morning meeting with the kids at Mondays. And kids, I call them kids, they are teenagers. They are like approximately 15 years old. So we do a morning meeting with them on Mondays. And we always start by saying good morning to them. And if they don't answer, we just quiet and good morning. And we do that until they answer sometimes. Not always, but sometimes. So I'm getting dwarfed by Jeena, good to know. I do be tall. Or slightly over average in Sweden. I'm not tall. I'm slightly over average. So, yeah. We are a country of tall people. Us and Netherlands. My lessons are not a one-way street, no. I am traitorous when no one speaks up. Very sad, that is. In our last class, I believe I taught you all how to say delicious in other languages, right? Yes. And le cours d'ailleurs, oui. Today's class, we will learn about a very special phrase that you can put to use when the time is just right. Lagom. Lagom. Lagom kind of doesn't apply to time though, so. Huh? Oh. I sitter, je t'aime, te amo, ich liebe dich. I know these too. Does anyone know what these phrases mean? It means I love you. Fantastic, Jeena. Correct. You deserve a médaille d'or. A gold medal. Je t'aime, te amo, ich liebe dich. These three phrases you may know, I think. Why? Because they're all quite famous ways to say I love you. That they are. Oh my, have I embarrassed you all, my friends? What timid little garçon et fille? Shy boys and girls, that is. He's definitely from Kalos. Because he speaks French all of the time. You love it, the kind. Very kind. Very kind. I had to drink some tea. It is very important to express your feelings about things to others, you know. This is especially true for positive emotions. If you get married someday and argue with your spouse over some silly little thing, all you have to do is apologize and say, I love you, et tout ira bien, and all will be well, that is. I should know. Why, just last week I had a big argument with ma femme, my dear wife, that is. But I was quick to say I'm sorry and all was well. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. It's best to be quick to apologize when you have an argument with someone. That goes for your families, friends, and your crushes. I know you can do it. I believe in you. Thank you. I am horrendous at that. Not horrendous as saying I'm sorry, because I typically tend to do that during arguments. But I am terrible at saying what I think and my feelings. I am horrible at doing that. Oh, our prochain cours, our next class, will be the midterm exam. Be sure to review what we learned in all our lessons so far. Adios, matane. Hasta luego. Why do I know so many languages? I don't know. I'm starting to feel like I know a whole lot of different languages. Languages midterms, and then I'm thinking a bit like maybe we shouldn't do like languages until midterm and then switch. Maybe it's just we should switch between different. I'm not really sure. You do have a point. People need to share love more than hate, and I love everyone in chat, and I love you, Jeena. You'll make my day every time, so thank you. Thank you to all of you guys too, because if you weren't here, this wouldn't have been as fun as it is. And you are very true in that. I think there's a whole lot of hate going on. You just need to be online on X for a very limited time, and you're gonna find that out pretty quick. And the same thing on Reddit. Reddit is fun to hang around it sometimes. But the solution for anything is just leave him, he's toxic. So so yeah. Love and understanding is kind of in short supply right now. Thanks, I like you, Jeena, and all of you in chat as well. Yeesh! Love everywhere. Awesome. But mid-term time. Class will begin soon, don't be tardy. I'm never tardy. I love you, get a hug. Yes! Hug. Hug. Aujourd'hui, today, we take our midterm exam. Détendez-vous, relax, that is, and do your best. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? Let's begin. French makes no sense. Gracias, arigato, merci, and xie also. They mean thank you. Which is the following is delicieux? Because that means goodbye. Ni hao, I think, means hello. Delicieux. Isn't there a Swedish word that sounds kind of like it? Deliciöst? I don't know. I feel like I'm having language just short circuiting in my brain at the moment. Hello, morning. Welcome to stream. I do hope you've been having a wonderful day so far. Time to eat doesn't belong because all of the others means I love you. Time to eat is can be an expression of love, but isn't the same thing. When speaking with a person, what is the first step to smooth communication? Get mad at them. And when they're mad at you, you bury them in flattery. And after that, you compliment them. What is your beloved teacher's name? It's Salvatore. Or is it Salvador? I think it's Salvatore. It was Salvatore. Oh, you sprained your left wrist. That is not nice. Just wrap it up. Don't touch it. And when you wrap a wrist, wrap it right where you're hurting, like a whole lot of layers. And then you move up and down. I've had a lot of issues with my wrist. I am very good at just wrapping wrists. Hello, Kirito. Welcome to stream. I hope you've been having a wonderful day so far. Stephanie, time is up. Posez-vous stylos. Put down your pens, that is. I feel like I'm completely butchering the French language, but I am trying. It's probably better than others. I mean, I love you and I want to eat are very closely wired in your brain. I see. I hope that was easy enough for you, especially that Dania question, that last question. I got a bit confused because I'm horrible with names. I'm sure you all did great. Bravo, my friends. You can check your scores at the school's front desk. Thank you. Feels great to get a test out of the way, doesn't it? Let's take a look at your results. You must get 3 questions correct to pass the midterm exams and 4 questions correct to pass the final exams. Let's see how you did on your languages test. You answered 5 out of 5 questions correctly because I am so awesome. Yeah, that's the passing score. It would be very, very bad otherwise. What do you do with a jammed finger? If it's hurting, it depends on which finger it is. If it's your pinky finger, you wrap it together with your ring finger. If it's your ring finger, you wrap it together with your long finger. You know, wrap it together with the finger close to it. And you can use like surgeon's tape for it. Or doctor tape. I have no idea what it's called in English. Kirurg tape in Swedish. Which basically is just a plaster but without the fluffy part. Just wrap that around the fingers so you have a bit of a support. Try to use your hand as normally as you can. Because normally if you have pain in a joint, it's usually, not always, but usually better to actually get it moving. Depending on what you've done with it. If it's like you've hurt it like a physical thing that like boom, now it hurts, then use the joint unless it's broken. If it's hurting from overexertion, rest it. So yeah, the ring finger I hurt it 2 weeks ago from basketball practice. Then wrap it together with long finger. And if it's 2 weeks ago, you should maybe check out, because 2 weeks ago is quite a long while. Instructions are clear. My hand is not looking like a mummy. No. Instructions are very clear in that case. You learned something new today? That is awesome. That is awesome. As I said, I had a lot of issues with my wrists, so I know how to wrap those. And I'm a horse girl. I know how to fix injured fingers. Like I've broken my pinky finger while on a horse. Like I didn't even fall down. Okay, I got the reward. I got 5 tiny experience candies. Thank you. Jeena's the best teacher. I'm not. There's plenty of teachers that's, well, a lot better than I am. I'm not a bad teacher though. Your teammate got mad and threw a pass so hard. Whoa! You jammed it while trying to... Yeah. That doesn't sound good. My worry there would be if you can move the finger, like if you have full range of motions in your finger. If you don't have full range of motion, go check with the doctor because it might be broken or something like that. Like I still struggle a bit with my pinky finger after I broke it. Like it tends to want to jot out of the side. Okay, need to remind myself to hold my fingers together. If you do have full range of motion, then probably do a bit of finger exercises. And plenty of support in between. But difficult to say, so if you live in a place where healthcare is free, go check it up. If you live in a place where healthcare isn't free, like United States of America, go to your coach, probably. Like to me it's so insane. Like I broke my finger. I went to like the doctor's office close to me. It's not an emergency room because it's not that big of a city. But I went there, then they sort of went like, yeah, you go to the emergency room, you need an x-ray for it. I went there, I got an x-ray. I got plaster on my hand because it was broken. It cost me $20. For full, like, 2 doctors having a look at me. 2 separate doctors. 1 x-ray. And the plaster. And the whole thingamabob there. Took hours, but $20. Same thing, I went there, broke my arm. That cost a bit more because that was an emergency visit. Emergency tends to cost a bit more. I don't know what it cost, $40. I don't understand healthcare not being free. Like, what on earth? $20, they would charge me 25. Yeah, I think it was $20. Like 200 Swedish crowns, I think it was. Something like that. So yeah, $20 for the whole thing. Same thing in America would cost thousands. So weird. I'm kind of the person who could be missing an arm and bleeding, and I'd be like, I'm fine, Teals by itself. I'll only to go to the doctor if it gets worse. Don't be like me, people. I am kind of like you two. Like, currently, my knee hurts sometimes, so... I could go to the doctors just to get some exercises and stuff like that to make it better. Do I do that? No. I'm just like, yeah, I have a weak knee, it's fine. I just wrap it, it's fine. And honestly, it is fine. I just need to... I haven't been able to exercise for quite a while, so it's untrained. But I should probably do some knee strengthening exercises. I should do squats, probably. I think those are pretty good for it, but I don't know. I'm the person who would drag your remaining arm to the doctor. I am like that with other people, though, not myself. If it's other people, I'm just like, yeah, you go to the doctor. Or honestly, I check them out myself, kind of depending on if I feel like, yeah, this is something I know what it is, then fine, just dealing with it. Damn. I am getting better at it, though. But yeah, battle studies. Like, currently, if I'm perfectly honest, currently my entire body is aching. Because, like, my neck is stiff. I can't turn my neck to the left. I can't turn my neck to the right. My back is hurting a lot. So I kind of have a back brace on to give me myself some extra heat there. And my knee is hurting because I was out running with the dogs. I haven't done that in quite a while, so knee started hurting, like, a lot. And I need to go to the go check my eyesight. But most of these things come from the stress that was in December with all the work stuff. So probably I should just get a massage or acupuncture or something like that, and it will be fine until May. I once had a nasty insect bite and a swollen foot, and after a few days later, after it got worse, the doctor was like, why didn't you come sooner? Lots of people in the past died from that. Oh no. That sounds bad. I need more people like you in my life. Scratch that, I need to be that person. Yeah, you do need to be that person. Next dream idea, we all go to the doctor. Yes. Although, to be fair, for me it isn't a doctor issue because it's muscular and stress induced. So it's more like I need to go to the physical therapy guy, not the doctor. But yeah. Ozu, say hello to your battle instructor, the one, the only, the hot-blooded Dendra. Ozu is a karate thing, by the way, look it up. For me, it's an anime thing, but... My age, 25, my hobby, working out, my type, well... Strong and muscular fighting types, of course. Okay, I misunderstood her for a while. Oh, he has Mabu stiff out! Ooh, that's cute. That's all for my introduction. As for my class, this is where you all get to learn the nitty-gritty of Pokemon battling. We'll start with the basics so that no trainer gets left in the dust. Even if you're new to this stuff, have no fear. Leave it to me and my muscles and you'll be pros in no time. In a way. Then we will take you to a physiotherapist. Thank you, guys. Let's set our fighting spirits ablaze together. Yes. Pokemon have all kinds of attack moves at their disposal, and each move has certain qualities that you'll want to remember. I'm talking about the power, type, and category of these moves. Higher power means more damage, especially if your opponent is weak to that move's type. Heads up, new kid, question coming your way. There are two categories that attack moves can fall under, the special and physical. Physical moves and special moves. But also moves you love and moves you hate, because... Your cousins play sport, they are way bigger and stronger than me, way stronger than you. That sounds cool though. As long as they can sort of tune it down to a good level so that no one gets hurt. Sounds like you could have some real fun together. Awesome, you're just as sharp as I expected, new kid. I am a champion ranked trainer after all. We don't need to talk about how late I learned that poison is weak to ground though, but... Anyway, attack moves are split into two categories, physical and special. Not in first generation, but yeah. Physical moves do more damage the higher the Pokemon's attack status. And special moves do more damage the higher the Pokemon's special attack status. On the other side of things, Pokemon getting hit by these moves can take less damage by having a high defense or special defense stat, respectively. In conclusion, Pokemon that are good with physical moves should raise their attack stat, and Pokemon that are good with special moves should raise their special attack stat. Trying to raise both of these stats equally will just make it hard for the Pokemon to shine in battle. Make your strong points stronger, I always say. That goes for both people and Pokemon. Yeah, and sometimes it's good to be well-rounded. Kind of depends on the situation. Oh man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home, but I guess we're out of time. We'll generally meet for my class here in the schoolyard, even for book learning. Nothing like a little fresh air to make studying more fun, am I right? Oh cool, the tutorial while we're in the postgame. Yes! Oh, so that's cool. They're playing on the university teams. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Split attack builds in VGC. Well, you see. Yeah. Yeah. And also if you just consider like sports, like my primary sport is definitely horseback riding. But the way to get really, really good at horseback riding, especially if you're a teenager, is to do another sport. Why is the minimap frozen there, by the way? I just noticed the minimap is wrong. I'm just walking out to try to reset the minimap. Yeah, now the minimap is correct. Fine. So right now, I'm substituting riding with sometimes going to the gym, but mainly jogging, running. And I noticed as soon as I started to run, every now and then, my horseback riding skills improved a lot. So, if you want to be really, really good at something, you also need to substitute it with another thing. If you want to be good at one sport, substitute it with another sport. And also probably if you want to be really, really good at, I don't know, digital drawing, substitute it with some other kind of artistic stuff. Like putting all of your eggs in one basket can be good, but more often than not, if that basket breaks, everything breaks. So. The school shifted location. That it did. That it did. And hello, Mr. Hind. Welcome to stream. I do hope you've been having a wonderful day so far. I'm never tardy. I'm quite often tardy, actually, but I try to not be. That is the main thing. Mainly been tardy because I struggle with waking up because insomnia. Because stress. Another day, another round of battle study. Ozu! Let's get back into it. Is everyone excited about the treasure hunt? I think I'm pretty done with it. It's always a great adventure. You get to take on gyms, go to new places, and run all over the place with your partner Pokémon. And while you're running around out there, I'll bet you'll come across some big shining crystals fairly often as well. These crystals are actually collections of terrestrial energy that seeped out of the ground. You can check out these crystals to battle Tera Pokémon with your friends or other trainers in a group of 4. We call those battles Tera Raid battles. The Tera Pokémon you'll face off against in Tera Raid battles are crazy tough. Yeah, we kind of haven't battled a whole lot of them. They sometimes act differently than regular Pokémon, so you'll need to be on your guard. Luckily, trainers can also use special action in the Tera Raid battles. It's called shearing. And there are 3 different shears you can use. The first shear is Go All Out. It boosts the attack and special attack of all ally Pokémon. The second is Hang Tough. This one boosts the defense and special defense of all ally Pokémon. And the third, well, let's see if you can guess. It's Heal Up. This cheer restores HP for all ally Pokémon. What do you think it is? Wampow Potion sounds more fun. Explosive Healing Wave. I would love to see an Explosive Healing Wave. Says they're pretty fun options. Is wrong though, but... That's right. Maybe I should make you the battle teacher, huh, new kid? Yeah, I'm hopefully stronger than you. I don't know. I haven't really tried you yet. Don't know. The third and final cheer is Heal Up. It's a real powerhouse with the ability to boost both restore HP and cure status conditions. You can cheer up to 3 times during a single Tera Raid battle. Also, cheering uses up a turn in battles, so you won't be able to have your Pokémon use any of their moves when you cheer. In conclusion, try everything at your disposal. If nothing seems to be working, try cheering on your allies. Providing support for your team can sometimes open up a new realm of possibilities. Cool, cool. I mean, making the champ the fighting teacher makes sense, doesn't it? It kinda does. But at the same time, knowing how to do a thing and being able to teach it are very different skills. So just because, like, if I were to be actually stronger than her, it might not be the case that I'm better at her than teaching. I might have a better skill, but she might be good at teaching. Because teaching is a very different skill. I mean, just because someone is the best at something doesn't mean they're the best at teaching. But Jeena is a teacher, so... Yeah, that's true. But I will say that I'm way better at teaching physics than I am at teaching chemistry. So, not like social studies and stuff like that. I personally don't know stuff. I would not be able to teach that just because I don't know enough. Oh man, I was just about to suggest we do some hands-on practice to really drive the point home, but I guess we're out of time. Class is over for now. Take care, you little rascals. Thank you. And I teach the way of the hug. That is an awesome way to teach. Like Avatar, The Last Airbender and Danny Phantom. Those were some really good shows. Impossible. Tappa ring mig om du vill ha med mig. Med sms är helt okej. Kommunikator med mig. Ropa ring mig om du vill ha med mig. It's kind of fun when people translate the jingles into different languages and I just know the Swedish ones. Class will begin soon, don't be tired. It's the same with the Pokémon introduction music, actually. Like, for the longest time, I only knew the lyrics of the Swedish version. So just fans, international fans, starting singing the English one was very weird for me because I knew the song, but I didn't have no idea what the lyrics were. Another day, another round of battle study. Ozu, let's get right to it. Last time we learned about the Tera raid battles. Did any of you have a chance to try them out? Yes-ish. Tera Pokemon are super strong, and the more difficult ones will use an even tougher tactic that you'll need to deal with. Okay. I'm talking about their Tera Shield. What happens while a Pokemon has its Tera Shield up, you ask? Well, it'll take way less damage for one. It has a big effect on morale too. When trainers see that shield go up, they feel doomed, like there's no way to win the battle. So here's a question for you. If the Pokemon you're battling puts up its Tera Shield, what should you do? Well, terrestrialize and attack it. That's right, you're a regular Tera Raid Battle Master, aren't you, new kid? Not really, haven't done that many of them, but... Regular attacks don't work so well against Pokemon that have their Tera Shield up. But having your Pokemon terrestrialize is an effective method to overcome that issue. A terrestrialized Pokemon will do more damage to shielded Pokemon, especially if it uses moves that match its Tera type. Dealing enough damage to a Pokemon with its Tera Shield up can destroy the shield and break the Pokemon's stance. This means that it's important to properly time your terrestrializing in Tera Raid battles. Cool. In conclusion, as I say, fight fire with fire and Tera Pokemon with Tera Pokemon. Be sure to work together with your teammates to smash through your opponent's Tera Shield. Nah, I'm work on my own. Calling your parents is also reasonable. Probably not in this case. Oh, well, I guess we can call Dad because Dad is probably still slightly stronger than we are. Not for long, though. I don't know why Danny Phantom got cancelled. All I remember was hearing Danny Phantom getting cancelled. Stuff happens. Could be that people didn't watch it that much anymore. Because, you know, shows tend to be more popular in the start, and then when you go a couple of seasons in, getting the story to actually make sense is kind of difficult. Like, you can see that in Naruto, for example. I haven't watched Boruto. All I've noticed is that seems like a poop storm. But normal Naruto, I know that there's a lot of fans of normal Naruto, but for me, when I was a teenager and I read the manga, I could sort of see like Naruto is a story where you just add information all of the time, like more information all of the it just builds. And all of a sudden, you have a huge ton of information about a huge ton of different abilities and characters and all of that you need to remember to actually follow in the story. You don't need to, but I like learning, so I learn everything. Which just takes a whole lot of energy, and then all of a sudden something happens and it kind of doesn't follow the rules anymore, and it's just a huge ton of fillers. Naruto is a whole lot of filters. And then you take Full Metal Alchemist, for example, which I almost have all of the Full Metal edition of. I'm only lacking number 11, because apparently number 11 is sold out in the entire world, annoyingly enough. Because I have checked everywhere. I haven't checked German Amazon. But in Full Metal Alchemist, you have a story that's going on for quite a while. But instead of just adding new information, like on top of one another all of the time, Full Metal Alchemist kind of breaks down. Like, sometimes you notice that, oh, what I thought was true actually isn't true. It's this new thing that is true instead. Like, it works more on... Like, I feel like Naruto didn't have a set goal in mind, as to Full Metal Alchemist kind of had a set goal in mind. Like, it was more planned out. I don't know. A lot of awesome shows got cancelled way too soon. Yeah, I kind of it. Shippuden and Boruto. Yeah, I dislike it. It's... Naruto... I don't know Boruto, but Naruto... It has a whole lot of cool fight scenes. Kakashi-sensei, very cool. Insanely cool. But yeah. Full Metal Alchemist was really amazing. It is really amazing. I am very proud that I will hopefully soon have an entire collection of it. Like, I have ordered the number 11, but... Full Metal Alchemist is like, want to be confused? Then strap in. Well, kind of. And also, like... Full Metal Alchemist is very rich in stories, and you really feel like there's a whole lot of different storylines coming together. And it's really, really good, and it has plot twists. It has plot twists and turns. Amazing. Amazing. I'm actually giving my old copies to my brother. I don't know if he will like them because my old copies are pretty old. But I'm giving them to him this Christmas. They are also hiding a present card. Because I can't give normal presents. If I want to give someone a present card for a store, apparently I hide it inside of a number 3 in a book series where I'm giving him number 1 through 13, I think it is. And I'm handing over to him. So it's... And the complete thing is like 28 long or something like that. So not even halfway done, but meh. Close enough. I think Fullmetal Alchemist was one of the first shows that really made me cry. It brought up some feelings, alright? Dragon Ball GT Store isn't half bad, and Super Saiyan 4 is cool looking, but why made Goku a kid for the series? Made it since season 1, but not the others. I don't know enough about Dragon Ball to speak up about that. Battle studies midterm? Nice. Oh, we're inside? I don't know why I'm surprised by that, but... Sorry to all of you who went to the schoolyard first before finding the right room. Yeah, I definitely did that. I guess we can do all our tests in the classroom at least. It might be hard to write your answers out on the field. I've been grading on the floor. I'm fine. Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was the first show that made me want to murder fictional characters. Yeah. And like, I am a manga reader. I read the Fullmetal Alchemist manga. I have seen some of the first and Brotherhood anime. Haven't seen the complete anime yet, but I have read all of it. Alright, time to put on your game faces and do battle with those test sheets. The higher Pokemon special defense, the less damage it takes from special attack. Which of the following has no effect on move's damage? The move's name. How many trainers are in a Tera Red team is 4. What is an effective method for breaking an opponent's Tera shield? Terrestrializing and attacking. What is Miss Dendra's favorite type? Is fighting. So you're giving it everything you've got. I'm sure you'll all get perfect scores. Hopefully so. Well done, everyone. You can ask for your scores at the front desk. Cool. I know. Fine. A 5 out of 5 correctly. Awesome. I got 5 tiny little candies. Good. So, home economics. Was one of the animes you put in words here in the... I put in word here in the list. Good anime and good storytelling, but why on Great Earth did they keep Aitoria's King Arthur a secret? Don't know. I see we're having some energetic young ones in our class this time around. You may call me Mr. Saguaro. Your time here with me will be spent obtaining knowledge and skills indispensable for daily life. Many of you have left the care of your parents to live here on your own in the academy dormitory. I pray that the knowledge I impart to you will improve the quality of your lives and the necessities thereof. Food, clothing, and shelter. Yes. Of those three categories, I assume the most pressing and interesting for you all is food. When you eat sandwiches on your picnics, the HP of your party Pokemon will be restored. You will also gain something called meal powers, which can provide all manner of benefits. For example, these powers can make Pokemon easier to catch or increase the experience points that your Pokemon receive. I think you will also find that the breadth of those effects can be expanded by crafting sandwiches of superb flavor. What's more, there is certain something that is particularly important if we wish to receive meal powers with even more helpful effects. What must you keep in mind to receive even more helpful meal powers? My choice of fillings and condiments? Yes. I agree, gotten way too big. Yeah, the fate thingamabob is very big. It just looks cool. Don't have the time or energy to put into it. Actually, lessons on life skills. What kind of school is this? Normal school. In Sweden, we have home economics. We kind of call it home knowledge. Or home and economic knowledge. We also have textile work, woodworking classes. Just so you know, you can mend a shirt if it breaks. Or you know how to do basic things like put IKEA furniture together. Because apparently that's difficult for some people. Meanwhile, Swedes get to learn how to craft your own furniture. Do you not mind, Faith, when they have more the Pendragon was... okay, I have no idea about that. Your choice of ingredients, including both fillings and condiments, is an important factor in gaining even more helpful meal powers. For example, using sweet ingredients in your sandwiches may help you gain egg power. Including numerous bitter ingredients, on the other hand, can gain you item drop power. Learning to aim for specific effects when crafting sandwiches will almost certainly make your culinary endeavors more enjoyable. Or you just, have a recipe. Please be aware, however, that you can also receive meal powers by eating at restaurants. I must say that I would feel the utmost joy if you all learned much here in my class and came to better understand home economics. Our time together has to come to an end for today. I bid you all farewell. Bye-bye. It took you 30 minutes to list everything? Okay. I am not getting into that. I was bad at school, I could not sit down and I always fidgeting. Yeah, there are plenty of kids like that. Lessons, or at least electives like this, would be great in schools in every country. Luckily, I have parents who care to teach me lots of stuff like that. Yeah, in Sweden, they aren't electives. You full on get these classes. You get art, you get music as well. Like what you get taught in Swedish schools, like the 17 subjects, is Swedish, naturally, English, math. Those are the three major ones. You have to have a passing grade in those if you want to go to college. We also have natural science. So we have chemistry, physics, biology. We have social studies, which is social knowledge, history, religion, and geography. we have a third language, which you can usually, you can choose between German, Spanish, and French. In my school, we don't have all three. Sometimes you have Italian. Some very rare schools have Japanese and stuff like that, but normally it's a third modern language. Then you have technology, which is something that I teach as well, which basically speaks about computers. We speak about programming. We get to design stuff. We speak about how technology is progressing, what drives technology to improve. Stuff like that, basically. And then you have textile working, which you get to learn how to sew, knit, crochet, that kind of stuff. We have wood and metal working, which, you know, you make furniture or wooden boxes, or you make metallic spoons or flowers, a whole lot of different things. And then we have art, and then we have music. And we have home and economic studies. So I think that was 17. If it wasn't 17, I have forgotten one. Well, that's basically what we get taught in school, that those aren't elective. Everyone needs to learn those. Oh, physical education. I forgot about physical education and health. So there are theory in that too. So it's basically physical, and you learn about muscles, you learn about how the body works, you also learn about the mental bit there. So. Put away your phones, it is time to begin class. In our last class, I believe we talked about the effects you can get from food on your picnics. You can receive meal powers and even restore HP for all the Pokemon in your party. It is a truly convenient means of healing your Pokemon. Unfortunately, as I'm sure you're aware, it is not suited for use in battles, when you cannot make food or when you wish to restore HP quickly. In times such as those, you should make use of healing items such as potions, which you can purchase from Pokemarts or the school store, or you just find them. Healing items are immediately effective and can be used anytime that you can open your bag. They are, however, consumed after one use. Potions restore 20 HP, super blah 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 blah. The pricier the item, the more HP it will restore. Keep in mind how much money you have when you are stocking up on those items. However, unforeseen happenings are an inextricable part of traveling from place to place. Imagine, if you will, the following scenario. You find yourself with injured Pokemon, but you have no potions. You are out of sandwich ingredients, and there are no Pokemon centers nearby. Imagine that happening in Paldea. There are Pokemon centers everywhere. Tell me, Miss Jeena, what should you search for in a perilous situation with no way to heal your Pokemon? Items on the ground. Perfectly correct, Miss Jeena. Isira well learned in survival techniques. And also, you know, I'm a dragon tamer. We got the horde stuff. They're among potions. My town only has football, baseball, basketball. What? So working on trains or working on cruise ships? What? I'm talking about grade school, like high school. We don't have any elective courses, and we do not teach the kids how to work on trains or working cruise ships and stuff like that. That is for college. Or gymnasiet. In my school, you had only take on one career class and pass to graduate, and I did 4 of them being forensic science. That is cool, but that's also on a higher level than we have here. Because I'm once again talking about junior high. Here in Germany, we have German, maths, and English as the main ones. Then we have geography, art, PE, music, religion, a second foreign language, Latin, French mainly. I see. Physics, chemistry, biology, history, another elective, computer science, another language or a science mix. I see. So computer science is basically technology, but more for computer, because technology is very broad. Computer science is a part of technology, but we have to do a whole lot of more things, because it's basically, if you want to work in industries and stuff like that, it's also useful for that. But yeah. Also, depending on where you live, you could also have politics and economy or housekeeping and practical work as well. Yeah. Politics is a part of social knowledge studies. It's basically politics. And also economics, but on a country-wise. Yeah, but I guess that's politics as well. If you see something shiny on the ground, it is actually an item that has been dropped there. You may be able to find a restorative item such as an oran berry or a potion in this way. You can use the R button to send out your Pokémon to pick up such items as well. And then there are berries, of course. Berries, by the way, aren't like items from shops. If you let your Pokémon hold one, it will decide on its own when to eat the berry during battle. Letting your Pokémon decide this timing for itself can be quite interesting. I know. At any rate, if you find yourself in need of healing, I suggest that you look around for shining items on the ground. If you can't find such items, there are other methods you may employ for healing your... Ah, but I see the bell demands that topic wait. Our time together has come to an end for today. I bid you all farewell. Bye-bye. I love studying history of ships and shipwreck. I research and study about Titanic, Britannic and Olympic. Those are pretty cool ships. Titanic is one of Ophelia's favorite ships, and because of that, I obviously couldn't also focus on Titanic, so I am a nerd when it comes to Olympic. Also, you have something which is called community studies. That is cool. I think we should probably have that in Sweden too. Let's see. Home economics. Is home economics. Some of the curriculum can vary from school to school. The curriculum can vary from school to school in Sweden when it comes to the elective school, so basically secondary high school / college. School systems are weird, so it isn't easily transferable. But after 9th grade, then you get to elect what you want to study, and then it can differ between schools. I do have Legend in Legs, though it is a real ship. It is so famous, it got song after it. I see. In my last class, I taught you about HP restoration. However, after class, I was asked by several of you about power points, commonly known as PP. When a Pokémon loses all of its HP, it faints and can no longer battle. What then happens to a Pokémon when it loses all of its PP? It can only do struggle attacks. But yeah, it can't use moves. Perfectly correct, Miss Jeena. Perhaps you know this from first-hand experience? Nope. When a Pokemon runs out of PP, it can no longer use its move. Wait, that has actually happened to me once. But it was not my Pokemon who ran out of PP. The opponent's Pokemon ran out of PP because it was bulky a ton. So I had to basically just hold out until it lost all of its PP. However, each move has its own store of PP, so you can mitigate PP loss by using a variety of moves rather than just one move repeatedly. If a Pokemon loses all PP for all of its moves, it will only be able to use Struggle, an action that also damages the Pokemon that uses it. I know! In order to avoid this predicament, PP can be restored at the Pokemon centers along with HP. Items such as Ethers and Max Ethers can also be used to restore PP. And Leppa Berries. Be careful not to confuse potions with Ethers in the heat of battle. That has happened to me before. However, Ethers are not sold at shops, so you should use them judiciously if you find them. The stronger the move, the lower its maximum PP. Do not waste uses of these moves unless you wish to quickly run out of PP. It is important to find balance in a Pokemon set of moves. As you can see, HP isn't the only thing you must keep an eye on while adventuring with Pokemon. Hope that you will all take care to ensure that your partner Pokemon can perform at their best as you each engage in the treasure hunt. I love that legendaries say try to capture 10 to run out of PP. That doesn't sound fun. Oh, the Fitzgerald! Yeah, I know about that one. It was also known as the biggest lake in the Great Lakes history. Well, yeah, I know about that one. Well, our time together has come to an end for today. Our next meeting will be an examination day. Be sure to review well in preparation. Can't find legendary Pokemon in Pokemon Go. That sounds pretty difficult to find. Good evening, Miss Jeena. What class would I like to take? I need the midterm. Nice, midterm. Class will begin soon. Don't be tardy. I'm not tardy. We might have some meetings to do with all of the different teachers, actually. The time has come to test how well you all have learned here in my class. Let's begin before the information simmering in your brains from a last-minute cram session fades. Increasing speed is not an effect of a picnic meal. Which of the following effects affects the kind of meal powers received from a particular meal? Fillings and condiments effects. Which of these berries you can... HP, that is an orange berry. I like citrus berries a whole lot more though, but they have pretty rare. Leandro wanted his Pokemon to decide on its own when to use its item, so he gave each an orange berry. This will work as his homes. Yes. If a move runs out of PP, it can no longer be used. If Pokemon runs out of PP for all its moves, it can only sit there in frustration. Nope! Kitty! Kitty leaves me. The time for answering blah 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 is... I need a throat pill. Where are my throat pills? There they are. Oop, that thing had broken. Okay. So 5 out of 5 correctly. So far, knock on wood, I haven't made a single mistake. Ooh. I don't know why, but in Sun and Moon, when you could grow berries, I grew like the max amount of lum berries. Yep. I usually love it when you can grow your own berries, because I spend a whole lot of time doing only that. I learned that in X and Y as well. And especially the whole cross-speed reading thing. Did that a whole lot. I love it, Jeena. Welcome to stream. I hope you've been having a wonderful day so far. And yes, good morning. It's not morning for me, but good morning. Okay. So we have taken all of them to number 4. Therefore, we go with math. Yes, math. Because I have priorities. And hopefully, I mean, I guess it's still tutorial, but... Hello everyone, well done on the midterm exam. Some of you earned perfect scores. I did! And others seem to have a bit of trouble, but I can tell that you all tried your best. I'm quite pleased to say that every last one of you passed. I can only assume that this means you all have come to love numbers. Yes! Stay sharp and try your best for the rest of my classes too. Of course! Yeah, growing berries was a lot of fun when it had a big place for all of them growing. Yes. Yes. And we had a Pokemon that was able to fly back and from that place. My worst basketball injury was when your ankle gave out. That doesn't sound fun, no? My worst horseback riding injury was definitely when I broke my finger. In 2 places. My dad. Speaking of staying sharp, do you know how that word applies to Pokemon battles? That's right, it has to do with stat boosts. Ah. A Pokemon stats can rise and fall throughout the course of battle, correct? For example, if a Pokemon uses the move Work Up, its attack and special attack stats will rise by 1 stage each. And as you may know, each time a Pokemon's attack or special attack rises 1 stage, the moves affected by that will deal 50% more damage. Cool to know. That same Pokemon from our previous example were to use Work Up again. Both its attack and special attack will have risen by 2 stages in total. This results in a 100% increase to damage dealt, making its moves twice as strong. Sword Stance, on the other hand, boosts attack by 2 stages at once, allowing the Pokemon to deal double damage after just a single use. Using Sword Stance twice would boost the Pokemon's attack stat by 4 stages. How much more damage then would this Pokemon deal? That would be 300%. But that would be triple the damage. What do you mean difficult? I miss the ability to grow berries. I miss that too. I really miss it. Each stage the Pokemon's attack or special attack stat is raised increase its damage by 50%. So being raised 4 stages would result in a 4 times 50% or 200% increase. Yeah. And this is the time where I want to speak about math, but I don't know the English word for a lot of percentage calculations. I only know the Swedish words for it, so we're just gonna skip that. The base damage for a move is 100%, so adding 200% to that gives us 300%. Exactly. In other words, the next move the Pokemon uses will deal triple damage. Type matchup, critical hit damage and other factors all play into these calculations as well, so even a small boost must be taken seriously. By the way, if a stat simply rose, that means it has gone up by 1 stage. If it rose sharply, that is 2 stages. And if it rose drastically, that's 3 stages. Is there a thing that rises ups the thing drastically? Because I'm not sure I have seen that. I miss the Pokemon I meet from Gen 6 and the Pokemon Pelagio from Gen 7. Yeah. Just use the Swedish words, Jeena. But basically it's förändringsfaktor. That is, like, if you multiply with förändringsfaktor, you get the new value immediately. So if you have a raise of 200%, the förändringsfaktor is then 300%, which in decimal numbers is 3. So you multiply it by 3, it is thrice as much. Yes, förändringsfaktor is awesome. Always use förändringsfaktor when you are calculating with percent. It goes way quicker. Oh, belly drum does it. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Say blah blah can be used to sharply boost this blah blah blah. I never use those. I probably should, especially in Nuzlocke and stuff like that, but I tend to not like to use them. So I just don't. Why is that the bell? I guess that's all for now. What a shame. Today's lesson was a little difficult, so be sure to review what you learned in order to stay sharp. I'll see you all again next class. Yes. I like to take meth. Yes. It's the most important class after all. Hello everyone, let's have a fun class today. Did you make sure to review last class's material in order to stay sharp? Nope. I know it was a little difficult with all that talk of multiplication and percentages and the like. You don't know how difficult math has to be for me to think that it's difficult. But today we'll be talking about percentages again to learn about probability. I know about probability theorem, but that we're gonna be doing the complex probability That may sound like we're going to have another difficult class, but did you know that all of you already deal with probability on a regular basis? I know. Like, I really deal with probability a whole lot. Basically, when I'm walking in a very crowded area, I just go with probability theory and vectors to be able to quickly basically figure out where people are walking. So in a crowded place, I typically can walk pretty quickly because I do those kind of tiny little calculations in my head. They could have done that or given us a small garden in the school. Ooh, and tie it in with herbology. Yes! I would have loved it if they would have done that. I would be in the school a whole lot more. Or have the garden in one of these cities so you'd have more reason to revisit them. That is also true. Or you could have a tiny little growing house in your dormitory. Because there are like indoor ones. So you could have one in your dormitory because you have no reason to revisit your dormitory. Pokemon moves generally have a property called accuracy, which determines the probability that they will hit. The accuracy of tackle is 100 or 100%. So if you were to use tackle 100 times, you could expect it to hit all 100 times. The move Hypnosis, which puts opponents to sleep, has an accuracy of 60 or 60%. That means you could expect it to hit 160 times in 100 uses. To put that another way, out of 100 times, you could expect it to miss 50 times, because if it's not 100% accurate, it's 50% accurate. Many of the truly powerful moves often tend to have lower accuracy. So when you're deciding whether to go slow and steady with moves that are sure to hit, or hard and fast with stronger but less accurate moves, you're already studying probability. Very true. Let me see here. Perhaps Surf and Hydro Pump would be good example for this discussion. Surf has a power of 90. Its accuracy is 100, meaning you can expect it to hit every time. Hydro Pump's accuracy is only 80, but when it hits, its power is 110. So between Surf and Hydro Pump, which move would you want to use yourself? I would say that it depends on the situation. Because sometimes if you have an opponent that has a really, really high defense, hitting it with one big attack is way better than hitting it with a lot of small attacks. And Hydro Pump having 80% accurate, it's not that low. It could be a whole lot lower. But to me, it would still depend on the situation. If it's really, really important that I hit this Pokemon now, Surf is a whole lot better. But it depends. Oh my, I see you're always considering various possibilities, Jeena. I am. I may have made it sound like there was a correct answer here, but there is not. You're free to use any moves you wish. Factors like PP or number of targets hit may make some moves more suited to certain situations. However, trading accuracy for power or vice versa is purely a matter of preference. This Surf versus Hydro Pump debate has been ongoing for quite some time. Personally, I am more invested in debating the rock-type moves Rock Slide and Stone Edge. Let me tell you, I could get really worked up talking about these moves, but... Oh my, there's the bell. What a shame. Next class will be the last of our... No! No! You could also use wide glasses to boost accuracy, which would make Hydro Pump the better option. That is true. And I usually don't want to use Surf in double battles. One of my favorite things to do in double battles in the Sinnoh region was to have Torterra coupled with Staraptor, because then you could just Earthquake, and the Staraptor doesn't care about no Earthquake. So I normally did that. I loved Earthquake. I'm learning a lot today in here. That is awesome. I like to use it in duel simply because it is worth the risk. If I can beat both my opponent's Pokemon, I will sack my own. Yeah, very true. And as I said, Earthquake coupled with a flying type. Math. Yes, I would like the last math class. I thought there were more classes. Apparently not. Hello everyone, I hope we can have fun once again today for our last class together. Last time we learned about probability, using move accuracy as an example. Probability is quite an interesting subject. Did you know that in a class with 40 students, there is a 90% chance that 2 of them will have the same birthday? Hold on. That is not an easy calculation to just do on the top of my head. Because we have 365 days per year. And we have 40 students. So basically we'll have to do... Yeah, that is not an easy calculation to make. Can I shorten that in some way? I don't think I can. It has to be 365 times 364 times 363 times 362, like 40 of them. Because as soon as it basically the probability of Jeena having a birthday on January 1st is 1 in 165. And then the probability of another kid having the birthday on any other day except Gina's birthday is 1 in the 360 blah blah blah. So therefore you kind of have to multiply all of those together to get the probability that no kid has the same birthday. And then take 1 subtracted by that. And that should apparently be equal to 0.9. I'm gonna have to do the calculations on that later because sound pretty interesting and sound pretty bonkers. It's the birthday paradox. Maybe so. I find it weird though. But I also know that you can't. The thing I just did doesn't work quietly, because the probability of someone being born in April is significantly higher than someone being born in November. Just because of holidays and stuff, I don't really know, but apparently people do the devil's tango in different frequencies throughout the year. This is true even despite the fact that there are over 365 days each year. Isn't that remarkable? It is. It feels weird. But let's move on to today's topic before we get swept along with probability again. Yes. The fact that only 23 people are needed for that probability to exceed 50%. I want to look up birthday problem on Google or Wikipedia. The calculations are kind of complicated. Yeah, I know they are kind of complicated. I could check it real quickly, but... birthday problem. No, that's actually the same thing that I calculated. So, no. I just checked the wiki, by the way, and I was checking how they calculated the probability. That is the exact same calculation that I did. It's just that instead of the n faculty divided by n minus k faculty, that thing I just quickly just plopped out of existence. And just like I shortened it before even starting. So yeah, that is the same calculation that I did. The numbers look confusing, but weirdly make sense. Yeah, it's basic probability. So at least in the Wikipedia article, they haven't taken into consideration how different birthdays have a different probability. So yeah. Yeah, approximations and stuff like that. Yeah. It's not very easy to calculate it, but it's fine. Yeah. I love math for stuff like this. Yeah, it's kind of cool. I've been teaching you all how to calculate damage in this class using examples like type matchups, critical hits, stat boosts, and the like. All of these variables are multiplied together to calculate damage dealt to an opponent. However, did you know that there is an even simpler way to increase the damage of your Pokemon's moves? Your effort values? All you have to do is have your Pokemon use a move it shares a type with, the stab bonus. If a rock-type Pokemon uses the rock-type move Stone Edge, the move's base power of 100 is multiplied by 1.5 to become 150. Ground and rock may seem like similar types, but if a ground-type Pokemon uses Stone Edge, the move's power will remain 100. Super effective moves and critical hits also add multipliers onto this little numerical increase, so it most certainly must not be taken lightly. Let me ask you a question to see if you understand what I'm talking about here. Say you have a move with the power of 100. If a Pokemon that shares a type with this move uses it and hits an opponent that is weak to that type, what happens to that move's power? It is 3 times as much, right? Because because first it multiplies by 1.5 and then it multiplies by 2 because super effective, so 300. Of course I did that. You need to take a way more difficult thingamabob for me to be able to not do that in my head. I even have my humongous calculator here that I've had since grade 10, but 100 multiplied by 1.5 multiplied by 2. Yes, exactly. To be fair, if we took in consideration how likely some birthdays are, we would need an entire thesis. Yeah, that would make a whole lot of more calculations. And it wouldn't make it the whole model easy to use, which makes the whole model kind of useless. It's not that hard. It's hard for the Pokemon receiving that attack, though. Yes. First, using a move that shares type with its user multiplies the move's base power of 100 by 1.5, making the power 150. The fact the opponent is weak to the move's type then doubles that power from 150 to 300. The original power of the move ends up being tripled. Isn't that amazing? It is. What's more, if a Pokemon terrestrializes and its Tera type matches one of its original move types, then the bonus it gets for using a move of that same type increases from 1.5 to 2. Cool. I thought there would be more of a difference, but Wonder God, yay, Wonder God. Of course, being able to use a lot of moves with different types is great as well. That's one way you can surprise your opponent. In the end, your own innate characteristics are what will really let you shine the most. Bear in mind that this is true for both humans and Pokemon. It sure would make me happy if you could take those words to heart. But I suppose I should really have shared this basic advice right from our first lesson. My apologies. No worries. And just like that, class is over. The last of our time together flew by in the blink of an eye. It was so much fun to be able to teach you all eager students about numbers. I have been very eager to learn, it's fine. I mean, these kinds of math questions might be more difficult for some 6-year-olds. Yeah, but who cares about them kids? Yes, exactly. Then they need to learn math. And I kind of feel like the first, midterm ones, those are probably for the younger ones. And this kind of how to add different knowledge parts together is probably for older kids or nerds. Which I am both. take the final exam now. Math final. Yes. Did I get the DLC? I have the DLC. I haven't gone to the different parts of it yet. Because I basically finished the story last stream. So this stream, I kind of didn't feel like starting that. So we're just doing stuff. Math is awesome, but remembering the entire type chart is what truly matters. Yes. I actually meant to print the entire type chart at work before, you know, the holidays. I forgot to do that. So I do not, in fact, have a printed out type chart. I need one though, desperately. Alright everyone, it's time to begin our final exam. I'm sure the fun experiences you all had in my class will serve you well as your answer. How many great balls could you purchase with 3,000 if each one costs 600? Well, that is 5. I'm confused. Why is this no trick question? The water type move with the power of 100 lands a critical hit on a grass type Pokemon. What will the move's power be? That's 150 divided by 2, so that should be 75. Under normal conditions, what % chance does Stone Edge have to land a critical hit? About 12%? I have forgotten that. If a Pokemon uses Sworn Stance twice to boost its attack by 4 stages, how much damage will its physical moves then do? That will be triple damage because Sword Stance raises it sharply. If a rock type Pokemon whose Tera type is rock terrestrializes, what will the power of its rock type moves be multiplied by 2? Zero at 1%. It never happens to me when it matters. Same. And it only happens when it doesn't matter. And then dual types come and mess everything up. Yeah. Yeah. As long as it doesn't resist it, it won't change much. Do go and ask for your scores at the front desk and then take a nice break. I will take a nice break. Not right now though, but... And that is why I don't use Stone Edge. I'd probably have 4 questions correct, but I don't know. I don't think I got... I got all of them! Never mind! That's a passing score. Congratulations. Thank you. This time asked us to give this reward to any students who passed the exam. I got 5 medium-sized candies. Unless it's the opponent, then it's 50% crit. Or in a Nuzlocke, then it's 99%. Exactly. And if it's me using the move in a Nuzlocke, then it's 0%. Only when you get hit with it though, yeah. Yep. Oh, so math is gone now. Okay, then we're just gonna take the uppermost one because that is way less clicks. Hello, hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. You all did really great on the midterm exam. Thanks for answering my little question at the end too. I'll be sure to keep your responses in mind. Alright, we're now heading into the last half of our classes together. It's time for our knowledge to evolve and grow, just like our Pokémon. Evolution! Yeah, evolution! Congrats on the exam results, Jeena. Thank you. Today we're going to learn about the fascinating phenomenon of Pokémon evolution. As your Pokémon battle and level up, they learn moves and get stronger. And for some Pokémon, once they've leveled up enough, their appearance changes and their stats increase, sometimes by a lot. That's Pokémon evolution. Pokémon become very strong when they evolve, making them trusty partners in battle. But some people prefer to keep their Pokémon in their adorable pre-evolved states. To do this, you just need to remember a certain button when your Pokémon begins to evolve. Say it with me if you already know. To cancel evolution, press the C button, obviously. No, I misclicked. That's right, everyone. B for best answer. The button you want when you need to stop a Pokémon from evolving is the B button. If you press this button soon after a Pokémon begins to evolve, you can stop it from changing. You can also let the Pokémon hold an item known as an Everstone to keep it from evolving. And keep in mind that the requirements for evolution differ from Pokémon to Pokémon. Some may evolve by having a certain item, such as a Firestone or a Thunderstone used on them. Others may have to learn a specific move or defeat a specific Pokémon in battle to evolve. Some need to walk. The way Primeape evolves into Annihilape is especially strange. You see, there's a certain move that... Oops, sorry, looks like we're out of time. I guess we'll have to end the class here today. Thank you all for your attention. I feel like Miss Time is the best teacher. She's enthusiastic about the subject, encouraging, professional, and doesn't bring her personal stuff into exams or lessons. That is very true. And she's a math teacher, so she's awesome. Avia light be crazy sometimes. Yep, I have heard. Haven't tried, but I've heard. I like the music. Hello, hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Before we get going, do you all remember the final question for your midterm exam? Well, Director Clavel found out about it somehow and I got yelled at. Oops. Apparently you could tell I was hiding something just by looking at me. You must have noticed all the color flushed right out of my face. Yep. It is time everyone shows their respect. Exactly. Speaking of color, today I'd like to teach you all about colors as they pertain to Pokémon. Some Pokémon have slightly different coloration or patterning on their bodies based on their gender or individual differences. In very rare cases, a Pokémon may have wildly different coloration compared to others of the same species. We call these specimens shiny Pokémon. Wildly different colors is up for debate when it comes to Garchomp, for example. It is quite rare to cross paths with one. Does anyone here know what the likelihood of finding a shiny Pokémon is? Isn't it like 1 in 4018 or something? That's right, you may have the markings of a Pokémon Professor, Jeena. Thank you! Maybe that is something that I should become, not champion but Pokémon Professor. Shiny Pokémon appear at a rate of 1 in 4000. Isn't that amazing? Yes, yes. Tell this man about Spinda. And they will go crazy. That's my first thought as well. Especially when he started talking about small changes. I was like, yeah, Spinda has like a lot of them. The probability of encountering one is the wild is the same as hatching one from an egg too. Eggs from a pair of Pokemon raised around differing languages are a special case. There is a higher than average chance that a shiny Pokemon will hatch from these eggs. But we haven't been able to figure out why that is just yet. Because the Pokemon Company wants us to trade Pokemon with one another. Depending on what you do and what you have, it can be like 1 in 512. Yeah, I know that too. I've also heard rumors of a charm that increases your likelihood of finding shiny Pokemon when you have it in your bag. Can you believe that? Speaking of that, shouldn't I be able to get the shining charm now? This claim can't be scientifically verified. Are you sure it can't be scientifically verified? Because all you need to do is like grab 200 players, put one in the control group and one in the group that actually gets the shiny charm. Actually, the best is 3 different groups. One who does nothing, one who gets basically a different charm, and you tell them that it's a shiny charm, but it isn't. And then one that gets the shiny charm. And then check what's the difference between those 3 groups. I just came up with the scientifically accurate method for you. Funny considering that he is the one who gives it to you. Oh, he is the one who gives me. Ooh. I need to be his teacher's pet. Not really sure if I'm in need of a lot of shinies though. Like shiny Dragonair might be incredibly cute and wonderful and amazing, but shiny Dragonite I'm not that fond of. Biology 6. Yes. And it's still a very small group, you need like thousands of each to get more accurate results. I know. I know. I know. I believe I've taken enough math to know that. It's just getting 300 kids is way easier than getting 3 or 12,000 kids. So it like the more people you can get into this kind of study, the better. Yeah, obviously. But you should still get some results for a study of 100. Basically also you need to make sure that they catch the same amount of Pokemon. And if they catch like 1,000 for... No, not 1,000. Several thousands of Pokemon, then you kind of can get a good result from it. Basically 100,000 Pokemon or something like that. But the higher the number, the better the accuracy. But they all need to be to grab the same number of Pokemon. Hello, hello. I hope everyone's ready to learn some new things today. Next time we meet, we'll have our final exam. That means today is our last actual class. I mean, I could be the one with the charm, but the one without it will still find more shinies because of my bad luck. Yeah, it definitely feels like that sometimes. Like, I know probability is like a thing that is... But some people are just incredibly lucky, even though I know that that's not very scientific. I am among the unlucky ones. And the topic for this last class will be Pokemon forms. You can think of forms as the shape or appearances that Pokemon have. There's also a phenomenon called a form change, where Pokemon's appearance changes under certain conditions, like weather. Cyclosaur, for example, here in Paldea, has 3 forms. First, its basic form, where it walks on 4 legs. Second is its battle form, where it stands on its hind legs to engage in battle. Finally, there's its ride form, where it inflates its throat sac and its tail so we can ride on its back. Don't really know why we are having internet difficulties again. Weird. Though you can use something you're carrying with you now as an even better example. Yeah, the Rotom phone. Yep, I'm talking about your phones. Some smartphones are inhabited by a certain Pokemon. Does anyone know the Pokemon I'm referring to? Is it Rotom? No, it's Heracross. You're a regular expert on Pokemon and technology, aren't you, Jeena? But I'm a science teacher. The Pokemon inside your smartphone is Rotom, and it does all sorts of things to help you out. A Rotom inside a Rotom phone is special, so it doesn't try to enter other electronics. An ordinary Rotom, however, can change form by entering washing machines, microwave ovens, and other electronic appliances. Rotom is a bit of an exception though. Many Pokemon that change form do so simply by holding an item or by having one used on them. Ricorio, for example, has 4 different forms it can change between when given certain nectars. Pokemon may even change type or learn different moves when they change form. Form changes are different from evolution in that the Pokemon can return to its original form. And unlike shiny Pokemon which can't change their special coloration, the same individual Pokemon can go back and forth between its forms. There's a lot to dig into with this form change phenomenon, as you can see. We can all learn something from Pokemon here, don't you think? A bit of a stretch, but I'd be happy to see you all enjoy your time at the Academy to its fullest and change form into a new version of yourselves. Yes. Or something like that anyway. Yes. Oh, I almost forgot. Regional forms, which vary based on what region of Pokemon came from, don't change like other forms. They are an innate... Oops, there's the spell. I guess I was scatterbrained Mr. Jack right up to the very end, huh? Yeah. I had a great time teaching all of you. I hope you'll do your best on the final exam. Always. Don't mind the outbreaks that much. You don't need to go there, and it's nice if it's a mon I'd like to have as a shiny. Though I guess for actual shiny hunters they might be annoying since they want to have specific ones. Yeah. I would like a shiny Eevee. Many shiny Eevees actually. Those are gonna be difficult to get. Let's take the biology final. Yes. Kitty's hanging her head out of her little kitty cave nest thing and just staring. She looks dead. She's moving them. She's fine. And even if there is a specific one I want to hunt, the amount of Pokemon spawning in mass outbreaks that are not that specific one is just too much. Yep. I will say though that I really like it when you can see if it's a shiny or not in the overworld. Because Sword and Shield, where you can't see if they are shiny or not, very annoying. Incredibly annoying. Here you can just run around and you see. At least for the good shinies, you see. It will cover everything I've taught you so far, but I'm sure you all will do just fine. Take your time and contemplate each question carefully. How many of the following form methods make it easier to catch a Pokemon? Inflicting paralysis does. Surprising it from behind does. I think. The 2? True or false, you can get new Pokemon only by catching them yourself or training with other trainers. Well, I can be gifted Pokemon, but I think that is counted as trading. No, false, because you can breed them. Breed. False. The Pokemon is holding an Everstone while using an item that induces evolution certification. I don't think so. Its probability of running into shiny Pokemon. 1 in 4,000. A Pokemon known as Oricorio has 3 forms. That is false, it has 4. Kitty, what on earth are you doing? Okay. This question won't affect your grade. Do you have anything you would like to say about my class? I'm still getting used to this teaching thing, but I sure had fun as your teacher. And thank you for being our teacher. I snuck a little bonus question there right at the end again. Shh, our little secret. Da-bum. Especially using counter sandwiches to filter out the other mons. Yeah, that probably is really good. And also, you know, the up shiny thingamabob sandwich. Would be awesome if there was a sparkle around it. Yeah, Arceus did have that. They had the jingle and the little sparkly bit. But they were way easier to actually find. Yeah. That Everstone question is tricky since that mechanics changed since Generation 6. Yeah, that's kind of what I figure because I know that there have been games where that did work, and I know there have been games where that didn't work. There's a basic combination. You can get shiny sandwich for every type. You will need 2 Herba Mystica though. Yep. Sounds pretty tough. I'm not sure I get this one actually, but I hope so. Otherwise we just have to retake it, I suppose. 4 out of 5 questions, so that is still a passing grade. So that's awesome. Don't know which one I failed, but oh well. Probably the one with the Eviolite or one of the others. Also, if you want the shiny pin, just go to the room Jack is in. Yee. I'm gonna do that later because I have like a whole lot of things to do. I kind of want to do the classes first. I think you need the full Pokédex to get the shiny charm. I do? Because in that case, I'm probably not gonna get it in this playthrough. Good morning, Miss Jeena. What class would you like to take? History? History? I think normally to get the shiny charm you don't need a full Pokédex, but maybe you do. Maybe you do, actually. Oh, right, it's the Hisuian Pokeball. I miss Hisui. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday is now part of history. I was hoping to continue unraveling the marvels that history has presented to us today. However, I imagine your ability to concentrate has been spectacularly derailed by my midterm. I suppose changing things up for fun and variety may be a good idea every now and then. So allow me to tell you an old fairy tale that has been passed down in Paldea for generations. Once upon a time there was a king who very much enjoyed collecting treasure. He was particularly fond of treasures from other countries. One day a merchant from the east heard rumors of this king and came to meet him. The merchant laid out 4 treasures in front of the treasure-loving king. The four treasures were as follows: a vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. Seeing such rarities before him, the king leaped for joy. He showered the merchant with gold coins and claimed all four of the treasures for himself. Perfect time to make eye contact on young Jeena. Answer me this. I said that one of the treasures was a set of tablets. What do you think these tablets were? Good question. Because it's history, I doubt it was handheld electronic devices. I doubt it was medicine that you choose, some wooden planks for writing on. Okay, correct. These particular tablets were wooden and used as a writing medium in the East in ancient times. As you may know, they fell out of popular use as paper became more universally available. I'm wondering if it was the beeswax one, because people used to have beeswax on tablets, so then you could easily write in the beeswax, and if you needed to erase it, you could just reheat the wax, and it would melt and form a flat surface again. I think you always need the full decks. I see. Farming the herba mystic is a bit of a pain though, so I only use them if I want to hunt something I really want as a shiny. There are events or constantly hosted and legit raids that give you anywhere from 6 to 8 herba mystica. I see. For the king to consider these paper substitutes treasures, they must have been of superb quality. That, or perhaps they had some amazingly profound teachings written on them. So the king obtained these four treasures, and on that very night, it is said that a terrible disaster rained down upon his castle, reducing it to rubble by dawn. Why? What's the moral in this? Okay. That was random. Oh, is that time already? I wasn't done with my story, but alas, so ends today's lesson. Where on earth is the... Yes? I need to see how the story ends right this instant. Because was it the weapon from Kalos, or what on earth was it? Entrance hall. Where are you? Hello? Not here. Please tell me that she's over here. Okay, fine. I just didn't want to run up and look for her over there. I think it was like 6 that do that, but hunting them down yourself is not worth it. There are online raids for the guarantee. I see. Why, if it isn't Jeena from class 1A? Are you perhaps interested in the rest of the old tale I told you in class? Yes! It is convenient that you would take the bait I presented in class. A vessel, a sword, a set of tablets, and a set of beads. After obtaining these four treasures, the king's castle was destroyed. Why, you ask? Because these four treasures were actually 4 Pokémon. They are getting the goosebumps. Hey, her ghost hair is not a ghost hair anymore. Her hair is actually normal. Okay. All these Pokémon were passed from human hand to human hand as treasures. They slowly became tainted by hubris and greed. Finally, after coming in contact with the rapacity of the king at the time, they awakened as disasters and began to rampage out of control. The king called for renowned Pokemon wielders to defend the country, and after a fierce battle, these incarnations of disaster were quelled. It is said that these 4 Pokemon were then sealed away somewhere in Paldea. So what do you think? Would you say this story is just make-believe? No, I have seen some weird shimmering things. Ah, very astute of you. I have read many historical disaster reports, personal journals and the like. There is much to support the truth of this story. If I am able to prove the story's veracity myself, I will be sure to let you know. Cool. Are you still here? Because, yes, I am very curious how your shirt is... Oh, so it's slit in the back as well. That makes a whole lot more sense than it being slightly up and slightly down. The Treasures of Ruin is their name. Oh, that is cool. The full Paldean treasures who I still have not gotten myself. Yeah, we probably need to get those on a stream sometime. Now that I actually know what they are. So let's go with history. Greetings, my little students. Whatever you did yesterday, it is now part of history. Finding them in the wild is like extremely difficult. They are actually in the wild after it? No. I thought it was a cave and I needed to go into the cave. But them running amok in the wild seems fair. Oh, you mean finding the swords? Yeah, that's probably gonna take a while. Today we will continue to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us. I trust that you'll remember our lesson before the midterm exam concerning the Great Crater of Paldea and its interior, the Area Zero. I have been there. And see, her hair is behaving normally. She's not possessed anymore. This mysterious crater captured the imaginations of many, including the former Paldean emperor. 200 years ago, a group of explorers claimed to have finally reached its depths. I have reached the depths. The name of the team that achieved this great feat was the Area Zero Expedition. The team is said to have been made up of Paldea's best and brightest. Skilled battlers, brilliant researchers, talented individuals of all kinds. Among the list of team members was the name of a man who was an author and brilliant natural historian, Heath. After returning from the expedition to Area Zero, he used his literary talent to record the events of the expedition and publish them. The Violet Book? Perfect time to make eye contact, young Jeena. Let's see if you were paying attention. What was the name of the team that first made it to the deepest reaches of Great Crater? Area Zero Expedition. Great, to pick up on and remember a term I simply slipped into the flow of the lecture. You really are quite the clever one. Well, it's not the Survey Corps, because that is issue with thingamabob behind you, so... The correct name for this team was the Area Zero Expedition. The record of their activities written by the expedition member Heath can be found in bookstores and the like even today. This record is now known as the Violet Book. At the time, the entire region of Paldea was absolutely buzzing about Area Zero. The Violet Book was so popular that practically everyone had a copy. However, the book itself was full of fantastical descriptions and illustrations of things that could never be thought of as real. The masses began to call Heath a liar. Even the truth of the expedition making it to the bottom of the crater was called into question. The Violet Book was condemned to the shelves of used bookstores as just another book of wild paranormal stories. 8 actually. I see. But yeah, I used the guide to find them. Yep. Yep. I can see that being the case. There is a copy on one of the bookshelves on the ground floor of the entrance hall. Feel free to have a read if you're interested. Cool. It's actually right. Here want to see my Miraidon. And true. And my disappointment. We will unravel more of history's enigmas together next time. Cool. Yeah, history. Yes, please. And also there's a Titan running around in the desert, so... Today's our last class, so I would like to unravel the marvels that history has presented to us one last time. In our last class, I taught you about the Area Zero expedition of 200 years ago, correct? Alas, 200 years is not that long ago. Not that long ago at all. How unfortunate that our history lessons march so inexorably toward the future. Would it not be more of an adventure to march toward the past instead? To start from our present and study history in reverse. That is an interesting take. I don't think I agree. But it's an interesting take. Fun fact about disappointment, it actually has lower stat than real High Dragon. I see. It's double the disappointment. I think that might be hard to follow. Indeed, it may be difficult to understand the flow of events, how one thing leads to another, if we were to trace history in reverse. Exactly my point. Like, how on earth would you explain the Cold War if you have no idea about the Second World War? And how on earth would you know about the Second World War unless you know about the First World War? And how on earth would you understand the First World War if you didn't understand imperialism? And like, everything comes from the thing that was before it. In this last class of ours, I shall fill your minds with the history of the terrestrial phenomenon. The technology behind Terra orbs has its origins in Area Zero. Even after the Great Area Zero expedition supposedly reached the crater's deepest depths, others continue to explore that area. And around 140 years ago, Pokémon cloaked in a mysterious light were discovered there. As you may have already guessed, these were in fact terrestrialized Pokémon. However, when those who discovered these Pokémon brought them out of Area Zero, the light faded and the terrestrial phenomenon remained a mystery for quite some time. However, 10 years ago, might as well be present day, a certain someone you may have definitely heard of unraveled this mystery. Arvinstead. Perfect timing to make eye contact, young Jeena. Answer me this. What is the name of the famous professor who unraveled the terrestrial phenomenon mystery? Professor Duro. Correct. To think that you, a new transfer to our academy, could correctly answer this question. You must be very diligent in your studies. But Professor Tuber Robot told me. And Professor Tuber's notes. So... Approximately 10 years ago, a professor named Juro unraveled the mystery of the terrestrial phenomenon. He discovered that the shining crystals down in Area Zero, or rather the energy they emit, is what causes Pokémon to terrestrialize. This led the professor to invent Terra Orb technology and to develop a practical use for it. Hello, Kitty! This technology was then shared with both the Pokémon League and our academy. Rumor has it that Director Clavel was one of the researchers on the professor's team. Alas, this story is much less exciting now that someone we all know appears in it. Are you sure? Modern history truly is dull, isn't it? No, it's not. Hello, kitty. I wanted kitty cuddles. You come here. I have kitty cuddles. I love the kitty cuddles. She was sniffing my nose. I didn't dare to speak. So, cuddles has been had. Kitty has been released. Kitty needs pets from stream. Yeah, Kitty's getting all of the pets. Even some scratches, because this kitty likes scratches. Our next session will be our final exam. Bring the wonders of history to the forefront of your minds in preparation. Yeah, I'm slightly worried about this one. Because I might be great at calculating, I'm not great at remembering numbers. So. One thing I find funny about this game, the professor was pretty much the main villain, who unlike the other villains before, was already killed by his hubris before reaching his goal. That is also very true. Bam, bam, bam. And you're also dealt to deal with what the villain caused. So, well, the director who many theorized would be the villain is actually nice and was more like a real professor to us and is even named after a tree. He is? Huh. I forgot to notice that. Greetings, my little students. It is time for our final examination. So then this game actually has someone named, a professor named after a tree, because people got really upset. You had your Futuro and Sada that was named after future and past. Pardon after a plant. No, still. Clavel. What on earth is that? And have to Google. Huh. It's a pretty tree. Or is it clove? Cloves are flower buds of a tree, but there is also a clavelina tree. I like the idea of him being named after the clavelina tree a whole lot more than clove. I don't know. Pretty interesting. My little students, ladies, creepy? Are you sure? She was way creepier when her hair would constantly flicker, so... Also, your accent is contagious. You're welcome. Summon your historical knowledge from the dark recesses of your minds and answer these questions. What is the area within the great crater of Chaldea? Cold. It is... Area 0. Because the crater area is not... No, Area 0. How many years ago was the Academy founded? gonna guess 805 because 805 is a cool number. Which of these did not appear in the Paldean fairy tale about the four treasure? A folding fan. Which Area Zero expedition member wrote the record of the team's... The Heath. How many years ago did Professor Tura invent tera? That was 10 years ago? Also, if Theorized Clavel would be the villain, and then the team story, he's like, I'm Cassiopeia, I'm the villain, and we're like, nah, you're not. Yeah, I know. Hello, Jared. Welcome to stream, and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Ba-bam-bam. You're not pressing my buttons, are you, Kitty? Must excuse that last question. It is too shallow and ridiculous to be on a history test, but alas, the director forced me to include it. Yes. Katie, you don't need to write to me in Swedish. I would prefer it if you wrote in English because... well, if you write in Swedish, then basically only I can understand it, so... It's more nice to the others to write in English. But if you're asking how it went with the test, I don't know yet. Or if you're asking about something else, then you need to be more specific. Bam. So... 5 out of 5, so I guessed correctly. That is awesome. Got the experience candies. Awesome. I know Swedish, I know understand. Exactly. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum. 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 Yes, languages with Salvatore. He is mildly annoying though. I think Salvatore is the one teacher that I kind of find slightly annoying to be around. We're halfway there and now time for another lesson. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? Oui. Oh, you were wondering how my day was. Then that was the... that is not how you ask that. See, you basically ask... No, wait. Kitty, I blame you. Du haft det. Basically ask that. Hur har du haft det? Sometimes you add idag because that is today. So that is basically how have you been? Not quite, but almost. Because if you're asking hur gick det? Then you're asking how did it go? So that's kind of how did what go? The class, the lesson, the test, petting of the cat. So yeah, doing so many classes in one evening, it's like me studying before an exam. Yes, exactly. Très bon response, great answer. Merci, my friends. I knew I could count on you stars. Yes. Leading up to the midterm, we learned all sorts of words from different regions. Starting today, though, I'll be throwing a curveball. For we begin listening comprehension. Oh no. Vai, go for it, my assistants. Pika-pee Pikachu. Oh? Pikachu? As you just heard, Pokemon can also use words to communicate. Uh-huh. It is not always easy for us to understand them, but their words have meaning, just as ours do. Pokemon can use language to share all kinds of information with each other, like the location of food or whether there may be predators nearby. The same Pokemon cries may sound different depending on what it wants to say. I'm sure you're all curious, so aujourd'hui, today that is, let's learn some Pokemon language. Kitty! Yes, but don't lie on my buttons. These are my buttons. Je t'en prie, if you would be so kind, Pikachu. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey just now? Ow! Say it again, Pikachu. It doesn't sound happy. Doesn't sound sad either. Doesn't sound angry, but anger? Jeena, correct. I guess we could call you Professor. Why is everyone calling me a professor all of a sudden? Blushing Jeena with an angry face is way too cute. That was my this face though, not my angry face. This is my angry face. This is just my ham face. I'm not great with another languages. I can't even speak English well. It's in no worries. No worries. I'm trying to learn. Hur har du haft det? Yes. Hur har du haft det? Or if you're just going with that accent as I do, hur har du haft det? It improves some, but sometimes I wonder why my school stopped speech classes with you a long time ago. I don't know. Maybe you should ask them if you want speech classes. Ask. It's using its angry voice. It doesn't sound very angry. It's big. And it's angry. That's right, I had my little Pikachu friend here pretend to be angry for us. Did you think he did a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everyone. Yes. Sorry I fell asleep. Did you miss anything? No, I'm kind of wanting to go on a treasure hunt, as in hunting for the ancient treasures of Paldea that apparently Pokemon. I feel like the best way is to use, read and listen a lot, which you're kind of doing right now. I only got fluent in English after school. I used to be kind of meh there. Yeah, yeah, that is the best way to learn. So, laughter mostly, but we're happy to have you awake again. I hope your nap was great. Yes, yes. The same Pokemon can even communicate its feelings in many different ways. Their voices change depending on their mood and physical condition. Try listening more carefully to Pokemon. You might get a deeper understanding of them. I'm tired. That having been said, Pokemon are quite mysterious creatures. Some actually don't communicate with words at all, but instead use things like electromagnetic or ultrasonic waves. Some even use telepathy. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. If you poke at your Pokemon too many times while washing them during picnics, they'll get mad at you, like Pikachu just demonstrated. I didn't know we could poke them. But okay. A friend of mine fell asleep in class once. He was the teacher. Oh no. How on earth do you do that? I'm gonna make all of you yawn. Languages! Yes, languages. Papa, poke the kitty. You poke the kitty. Because then the kitty brings out her claws and then you can't fall asleep. Jeena just yawned. Chat is getting drowsy. Exactly. My dear friends, how are you all today? I hope you're doing marvelously well. It is time for another of Salvatore's language lesson. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? Oui. I would expect no less from my excellent friends. Even your replies to my questions are excellent. Aujourd'hui, today we will once again be focusing on listening. Bye, go for it, my assistants. Pikachu. As you may remember from our last class, the same Pokemon's cries may sound different depending on what it wants to say. Aujourd'hui, today, that is, we will be learning more about the language used by Pokemon. Don't press my buttons. Je t'en prie, if you could be so kind, Pikachu. That sounds a little bleak, doesn't it? Its voice seems a little lower pitched too. Say it again. Yeah, it goes down on the end. So I guess... sadness? It's expressing sadness. Kind of makes you want to cry. No, that doesn't sound cry-worthy. By the way, Jeena, I agree with you. Salvatore is kind of duper mid. To me, it's also like he's overly excited, like with all of the random languages he's just throwing about. I know a whole lot of students who would be extremely confused by that. That's right, I had my little Pikachu cry as if it was crying. Funny joke, right? No, it's not. Yes, Merry December. Merry December. Don't you think it did a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everyone. Yes. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but as a teacher... yeah, I'm sure he's really, really awesome at languages. But as a teacher. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you one of my wise words of advice. That is also the thing. Kids would not like his apropos of nothing. Let's give me wise words of advice. If you hear one of your Pokemon making sad noises like this one, you should treat them with even more kindness than usual. Well, you probably already knew that though. A piece of cake for you all, I'm sure. Of course, this goes for your classmates and others as well. Friends should support each other in times of sadness. I truly hope that you all can have smiles on your faces all the time, my friend. Nope. Because that's very worrisome if you meet a person that always smiles and is always happy. Because that's not true. Our Posenko next lesson, that is, will be our final lesson together. I hope you're ready for the climactic finale. Adios, matane. No. Now we only have happy left, so... or sick, I suppose. Ow! You poked hole, kitty. Languages, yes. Hook, the kitty knows. it's time for the last of Salvatore's language lesson. Thank you for that. Êtes vous prêts? Are you ready? Oui. What a response, fantastic. Great answer that is. Perfect for our last class together. I love it. And blah blah. Today we will once again be having a listening lesson. Go for it, my assistants. Pikachu. Let's get right to it, my little Pikachu friend. For our last listening class, tell everyone how you're feeling right now, s'il te plaît. Isn't it s'il vous plaît? Not s'il te plaît? But fine. He's not... I mean, I guess him and Pikachu are pretty close, so being on a te instead of a vu, probably fine, but... It is excited. That is happiness. Never mind, happiness. I feel like Salvatore knows a lot, but is not able to organize it in his mind. That too, and I also don't think he knows how to actually teach and how to get his knowledge out there. Not only is he disorganized in his mind, but also disorganized in like how he explains. Well done, Jeena. I'm so happy that you got it right. Get it? And Pikachu says it is expressing happiness. Doesn't it make you just want to break out into a happy dance? Nope. I didn't have to ask Pikachu to put on an act today. Oh no, I simply asked it to show you all how it felt about getting to have class with you. Kitty's now chasing her own tail. Getting to meet so many new friends and study together in this class with you. It's made both me and my little Pikachu so very happy. Yes. Hello John, welcome to stream. I do hope you've been having a wonderful day so far. And Merry Christmas! As you live your lives, I'm sure you will all have times when you get mad or sad, maybe even more than you would like. Yes, everything has its ups and downs. Life is a veritable roller coaster. That is very true. But à la fin, in the end, that is, there is surely happiness waiting for you. So garde le sourire, keep a smile on your face, even in the hardest of times. It kind of reminds me of a Dutch teacher I had once who was kind of annoying as well. Oh no. When you're faced with a problem that you can't handle alone, find someone to rely on. Be it a teacher, your family, your friends, anyone. Or your pet. Our prochain cours, next lesson will be our final exam. Be sure to review what we learned in all our lessons so far. Adios, madane. Yeah, finally. Finally. I just need to go through his classes in my Scarlet playthrough as well. I'm not looking forward to that. Bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, I'm ready. Delicious. What do these two foreign phrases mean? Je t'aime, ich liebe dich, I love you. That is happiness, I'm pretty sure. Happiness. Okay, that doesn't go up in the end, so anger. Salvatore, why? C'est fini. Time is up. Posez-vos stylos. Blah, blah. Put down your pens, that is. I assume the obligatory blah 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 question, last question that is, gave you no trouble. I'm sure you all did great. Bravo, my friends. You can get your scores at the school's front desk. And then I do not need to... I probably need to speak to him again. Oh well. Oh god, a listening comprehension task on the exam. Yes. Three out of 5? Bloody Pikachu questions. Because all of the others were correct. It was the Pikachu ones that were incorrect. Yes. You have already told me this once. That is... And that is, I love you. And that I thought was happiness. Apparently it is anger. And that is happiness. Salvatore. Yeah. But... Oh well, now we should pause, hopefully. I must say that Pikachu listening comprehension, it's difficult to hear the differences. But now we got 5 out of 5, so... Now we don't really need to speak to him again. Also, 60% doesn't pass. Strict exam. Yes. Yes. The teacher I don't like is the one that rants about the class. The teachers I didn't like was the teachers ranting about stuff out of sight of class. Bam, bam. Battle studies. Yes. Class will begin soon, don't be tired. No, I'm fine. Which one do you mean? Or do you mean in real life? I was mainly speaking about real life. Another day, another round of battle study. Let's get right to it. You all gave everything you had on the midterms exam. Well done. We'll resume our regular classes today, so keep up that energy for the second half of the term. Yes. Have you all been using the R button to send out your Pokémon? I have. You do, your Pokémon will run off in the direction you're facing. It's a super useful tactic that lets your Pokémon pick up faraway items for you. And that's not all. If there's a wild Pokémon near where you sent your Pokémon, they will start battling each other. We call those battles auto battles, and they will not auto battle shinies. Just as the name implies, your Pokémon will act on its own during auto battles, meaning you won't have to give it any commands. And if your Pokémon wins, it will get experience points just as it would in a regular battle. If you make good use of these battles, they can be a really efficient way to train your party. But you'll want to remember that Pokémon won't evolve or learn new moves right away if they level up from an auto battle. Also, if a Pokémon loses an auto battle, it'll come back with just a small amount of HP left. Make sure to heal it up right away. Yes. Wasn't it? Class and teacher was ranting about the class, how we were giving her mind rays. Doesn't sound like a good teacher. You can normally joke about that with kids, but actually ranting, not very professional. I just about did the whole class a one-sided lecture. Does anyone have any questions so far? No questions? Even during auto battles, our Pokemon are out there battling for us. They're trainers. Keep an eye on them as much as possible, and if it looks like they are going to lose, be sure to have them retreat. Yes. Also, this goes without saying, but Pokemon with low HP are already worn out. They probably won't enjoy auto battles as much, so don't work them too hard, okay? Yes, understood. In conclusion, auto battles only work if a trainer and the Pokemon have a relationship of mutual trust. Be smart with how you use auto battles so you don't lose the trust of your Pokemon. You always had 2 or 3 teachers that rants about their class, really? I've had very few teachers ranting about that. It's not very professional. Battle studies. Ish. I need to stretch my little poor back. I had a ranting teacher like that as well. Thing is, he ranted about how he never gets to do his lesson, but most of the time he's just ranting. It doesn't actually start the class. I see. Sounds like a him problem. I hope you gave auto battles a shot like we talked about last class. I have done those. A bit. Not a lot, but a bit. Making good use of auto battles will let you train up a bunch of different Pokemon. It's also an efficient way to gather the Pokemon materials you need to make TMs at TM machines. Yes. Speaking of which, have you all been using the TM machines? Some of them. The dragon ones. And some fire and steel and stuff. I sure hope so, because it's pop quiz time. To create TMs, you need Pokemon materials and one other thing. Anyone remember what it is? Either LP or money. So, LP. Looks like you're already a TM machine pro, new kid. Yes. The current answer is league points, or LP for short. You can give league points and Pokemon materials to TM machine to create TMs, but that is not all. You can also exchange Pokemon materials at TM machine to get LP. I recently heard about some shady individuals getting LP illegally using a technique called hacking or something like that. Penny. I don't want any of you getting involved in bad stuff like that. Got it? Yeah, I'm definitely involved. Anyway, you can also use TMs that you want to make to your watch list. This will let you keep an eye on the materials you need to gather. That is cool. In conclusion, in order to make TMs you need Pokemon materials, and if you want to blah 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 blah. I also once made an exam you couldn't get an A on because the exam was too easy, so you wouldn't deserve an A. I've done that too. It was an exam though, it was just a homework. I basically study on this page. There. I've done that too, but that was just like a tiny thing. Because it's difficult to get questions that can test A grade answers. Because basically in Sweden, it's not a percentage thing that makes you pass or not pass. You pass based on if you have showed all different parts of knowledge that you need to show. So for math, for example, there is problem solving. So you need to solve different text problems, basically. There is begrepp, basically words. You need to use the correct words. You need to know what a hypotenuse is for geometry. Methods, you need to calculate correctly. So the methods is the only thing that kind of goes like, hey, you need to actually calculate the correct answer. And then we have communication, which is show how you calculated your answers. And then you have reason. You need to, for example, explain something in mathematics. Like how you can find the percentage change from just looking at a graph, linear graph. But for us, it was one of the main exams that the grade would greatly influence the actual grade you'd get in the end of the year. Yeah, which is also something that I don't have in Sweden. So I understand what you're saying, but it's not something that I have ever been a part of. Because if we've ever had something that would affect the final grade, you would be able to get all of it, like, because it's so heavily based on the skills you're showing. Grading in Sweden is... I would love to just calculate math. Just see if it's correct answer and how much percentage-wise is correct or not. That would be so easy. That's not how it works, though. Not here. I have 2 lessons left, I think. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-dum-bum. Ba-dum, ba-da, ba-da, bum, 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 bum. This is our last class, but don't let those energy levels drop before we wrap things up. I am very low on energy now, though. Don't know how much battery my watch is telling me that I have, but I have basically 15 to 20% battery left, so. I don't know that I have much. I don't know that I have much left to teach you. We can always aim for ever greater heights. So today I'm going to teach you about the rules of link battles. Awesome, because I don't do those. When 2 trainers participate in link battles together, they can engage in either single battles or double battles with each other. And if you're playing in a group of 4, you can battle each other in multi-battles. Now, when you're out having battles during your independent study, you can use whatever number of Pokémon you like, and they can be any level. But in link battles, there are special rules to keep in mind. Some of these special rules involve adjusting Pokemon's levels. Now, the no restriction rule sets all Pokemon stay at their current level. It lets trainers use multiple Pokemon of the same species and multiples of the same held item too. But if you choose the normal rules, all your Pokemon will be set to level 50 for your battles, regardless of what level they actually are. This even includes lower level Pokemon. They'll get a power boost to participate. Cool, cool. Normal rules let you use multiples of the same Pokemon species and the same held items too. The great part of this rule set is that it lets any of your Pokemon participate. All they have to do is learn some good moves. Cool, cool. Lastly, rules set to flat rules mostly affect Pokemon over level 50. Such Pokemon will be set to level 50 for the duration of battle. The flat rules rule set is the one often used for official tournaments. This rule set does not allow trainers to use multiple Pokemon of the same species or multiples of the same held item. Alright, here's a question for you. Which rule set do you think you pick if you want to use a lower level Pokemon and keep its level low? Flat rules? Yes. Got some clever strategy that you need. If you've got some clever strategy that you need to use a level 5 Pokemon for, your best bet is to choose the flat rules rule set. Like a level 1 Rattata, I think it was. Of course, you can also choose no restrictions if you want to battle with any Pokemon you want, at any level and with any held item. That's a pretty good rule set for when you want to battle freely with friends. Midterm exam time. Not midterm, final exam time. Battle studies final. Yes. Which to boost the attack and special attacks. All out. All the battles that Pokemon sent out with the R button is auto battles. Exchange materials. Hello, Pokemon use just support level using flat rules. It's level 50. Say normal rules in link battles, you can use multiple Pokemon of the same species. Yes. It was the Pokemon that power was hypnosis. Power? There is an attack called hypnosis. Five out of 5, I am awesome. I kind of want to finish all of the classes, but I kind of feel like I'm way too tired to actually do that. GM. Sadly, I think I'm way too tired to continue on. Yeah. We can do the rest some other time. Yes. And also the go chatting with the teachers and stuff like that. So like you use it hypnosis in game make other Pokemon fall to sleep. Yes, you can. It has an accuracy that is not 100%, but yes, you can. I prefer sleep powder. I don't know if sleep powder is 100% or something like that, but it is way higher than hypnosis. At least when I use it. Plus, I have my little Christmas candy to make. I prefer freeze. Yeah, yeah. Freeze is a really good move. It's just or condition. It's just that freeze is not something that I normally have a Pokemon that's able to do. So, Spore is the only 100% sleep move. Yeesh. Exactly. That's why I like it. Because hypnosis never works when I really need it to work. Never. I love the Christmas outfit you're wearing. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I just found it a couple of hours before stream, but thank you. I kind of really like this scarf. It doesn't match my purple aesthetics that much, but it's not too horrible. So I feel like it kind of works. Not 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 really, but kind of. But yeah, I'm gonna be off for today. I need to finish making my little Christmas candies, which is basically frozen Nutella balls that I'm now to wrap into a layer of cocoa powder, butter, and oats, basically. It's basic chocolate ball thing. Um, so that is kind of what I need to do. And it's a quarter to midnight, so no time like the present. I should have done that hours ago, but I kind of also really wanted to stream because I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to stream on the 25th. And in that case, it would have been 3 more days without stream. So I think it's kind of good for me to tell YouTube that, hey, I'm back. Don't forget about me, please. Thank you. And Among Us has access to it, and it also has access. Among Us. Yes, not Among Us, but Among Us. And it also has access to like every other annoying move, and I hate it so much for that, but I also adored it for like 7 years now. Love hate relationships. Awesome. I kind of think that I have 2 of those Pokemon right now. Earthworm, because the ground titan thing was creepy with its little arms. That is the only thing that has ever given me the creeps when it comes to Pokemon. And it's a worm. Didn't know the Pokemon could give me creeps, especially a worm, because I'm not freaked out by worms or bugs, but that thing. And also the flying unknown thing that I have now forgotten what it's called. Sigilif. That one. Cavalry gather for the Christmas group hug. Yes! Yes! Group hug time. But yeah, I do hope all of you have a very Merry Christmas, because for me it's gonna be Christmas tomorrow. We in Sweden we kind of celebrate on the 24th, which is also why I'm saying like I might be able to stream on the 25th, because we don't celebrate anything on the 25th. Like we open presents on the 24th and all of that stuff. So, yeah. And then, of course, we have our second anniversary on December 27th. So that is also something we need to do something for. I can't know what I want to do though. Like last time we did a karaoke stream. I'm not gonna do a karaoke stream this time. Might start a new playthrough though. The only question is which game to pick. Because there is a game that I want to play, but I am very nervous that it's gonna be way too difficult. And then there's the question like, am I gonna pick another in that case? And which should I pick in that case? Yes, boop. The kitty knows. Thank you for the stream. I wish you a great Christmas. You're awesome, and chat loves. And you get a hug too. Yes, thank you. Dark Souls. No, not Dark Souls. It's a Nuzlocke. A Nuzlocke, and since I failed Soul Silver Nuzlocke, this one is apparently more difficult than Soul Silver. So yeah. Difficulties are there to overcome. Yes, yes. And I have learned more Pokemon since then, so there is that. No Nuzlocke shall hold back the Dragon Knights. Hopefully not. I'm not gonna guess. I just let myself be surprised. Yes, yes. I'm basically choosing between three different ones. One of them, I'm very sure that I'm not gonna pick. So it's basically between two different ones. So we'll see. We'll see. I also kind of want to do a Legends Arceus playthrough, but that's not gonna be the game. So yeah, that's not gonna be the one. I'm gonna save that for when I move, because in case streaming is gonna be difficult, I kind of want Legends Arceus to have as a video format thing, because I think that is easier than a whole lot of other Pokemon games to make me into video format. But we'll see. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for coming here. I do hope you had fun, because I did. It was a very cozy moment to just relax and unwind in the middle of the Christmas stress and stuff like that. You defined Lance, the leader of Johto. You sit on top of Paldea. What is more? One more region for the one who makes every demon of the sky bow down to. I don't know. Very trim. Very trim. There is a severe lack of different dragon types, though, in a lot of other games. So that is a difficulty. But yeah. So thank you guys so much for coming. Have a lovely rest of the day, night, morning, evening, whatever time it is for you guys. Do take care of yourself and of one another. And in case you celebrate Christmas, have a very Merry Christmas. And in case you do not celebrate Christmas, have a lovely, wonderful Sunday. But bye bye, everyone. And a group hug. Yes. Group hug.